Ready to talk some football? Yeah. A lot of good things. A lot of good things going on.
Just what stood out to you about this week so far?
Been really good. Been really good. Just a lot of good. And a lot of ascending players. A lot of players that have really taken advantage of the off season and of the practices, of the training. A lot of new players that just really thankful for that. They went out and found them and brought them to our team. So that's what's on my mind today. Just seeing a lot of good.
Some of those guys working off the size, Mike, Kadri, Dean, do you expect them to be back for training camp, or do you not know?
I think they will be. I think they will be. Yeah, likelihood for sure. But yeah, all in good places, all on track to being back for training camp.
Who are some of the players that stood out to you?
Oh, thanks for asking. Yeah, I would start in the secondary. Dante Jackson, been a great addition to the team. Super talented player. Love the way he practices, goes about his business. Ben St. Juice would be the other great addition in the secondary. Also excited about him on special teams as well. But just like Cam Hart, he's that long, really good cover corner. Just doing everything right, and strong player. Really excited about him. Ja'Sir Taylor's had a tremendous offseason, and I think sometimes we forget that. I mean, he was playing with a broken bone, in his lower leg, and he got off to such a great start in that first game against the Raiders, and then after that he played with a broken bone, and it's like, and now to see him with a full offseason, the way he's attacked it, he's looking really good, both in the secondary and on special teams. A rising, ascending player is Kendall Williams, the old Stanford Cardinal, just doing everything right. Not only on special teams, where he's in really good command of things, but also in the secondary at the safety position. So super excited about him. Naquan and Deshaun Hand, two other players that just really a lot of gratitude that they're here. And you just a thank you to the personnel department. I mean, to going out and finding these two players for us, just doing everything right. They play a position where you're going to have to find out when the pads come on to truly know what you have. But all indications in the way they go about their business and play the game in the practice setting has been really good. Staying with the D-line, Jamari Caldwell, really ascending. I would the last 4 to 5 practices, especially. He flashed at the beginning, and then we got a lot of system coming his way, but now he's really picked it up, and completely an ascending player there. The offensive side of the ball, Trey Harris, Omarion Hampton. Marion's been terrific, from day one. Also plays a position where the pads come on, you know a heck of a lot more. And Trey, a lot like Jamari Caldwell, really is ascending and rising. I mean, had a tremendous day yesterday. So yeah, super excited about Trey Harris and what he's doing. Quentin Johnson's has had a really good offseason. Joe Alt's an ascending player. As good as Joe Alt was last year as a rookie, I mean, one of the best. Real. Just call it improvement. He's on track for real greatness, and he's showing that daily. Arondé Gadsden, another player, just keeps flashing, just keeps showing up, and their big plays, their chunk plays. He's been kind of like when I talked about the rookies, just the class, and sometimes you got to kick him out of the building. I mean, he's like the poster guy for that. When I think about it, if I can, hey, meeting time's over, you got to go. Then he'll find his way down to the weight room, go down there. Hey, time's up. Well, then he goes to the training room where, I can't kick him out of there. But he's and that, that kind of drive is showing up on the field, and we love it.
Just sticking with Rondé for a second, felt like a good day yesterday. Just what do you think he's going to bring to the passing offense, to Justin, based on what you've seen here in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, things that, we saw on tape from him, the way he played in college. And he was about as ascending a player as you could watch. I mean, he had the injury, before his last year there. And then, it healed, and he was out there for game one, and then you kind of just saw at a point, I can't remember exactly what game it was, but somewhere in that middle of the season where he just took off. Like maybe everything got healed, or he talked about how he had dropped a few passes in a game, and that just really drove him to wasn't going to drop another ball. And you saw it the rest of the season. But it was all the contested catch. It was all the catches on the boundary. It was the assortment of routes. The catches in the middle of the field, the catch radius, I just really liked and was intrigued by the player, and he's shown up with been shown up and been what we thought, and with the personality that we thought, which was a real competitor, real football player, and that's what we've been getting, and thrilled.
Jim, as you check off the boxes from last season to this, okay.
Just one more thing about him. Yeah, and he was a wide receiver, that. And then he got moved to tight end, and I could see it. This guy's a willing blocker. We're going to really help him. We're going to help him with, and he was coached well, technique good, but just when you looked at him on tape, like I thought he was a lot thinner, like he showed up here and he's 250, and he's thick and broad, and so I'm gonna be excited when the pads get on, because he's taking the coaching. Willing blocker. We're seeing that he can do everything that we were hoping he could do in the receiving game. So, yeah, pretty excited about him.
Checking off the boxes from your needs from last year to transition into this season, which ones stand out the most that you think you have filled? And it's pretty obvious in your mind that you got what you want.
Yeah. I feel that way. There's going to be the waters, the competitive waters, are so heated. As it stands now, to get to 53. There'd be some really good players that would have to not be on that 53, and that's a good thing. So competitors are welcome here at the Los Angeles Chargers. They have been welcomed. We want to be their friend, and we want to get them to the game. We want to give them a ride to the game. That's and that'll continue. But it's in a really good place right now, because so many have been added or trained themselves to be in an ascending place. Just better. This year.
Right after the season, you and Joe talked about building version 2.0 of this team. Is this kind of what you envision at this point of the year, or how do you kind of feel getting to that point?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely on track, and I feel like that, and not afraid to say that. And our superstars, the Elite 9, which is now Elite 10. Josh Harris has been added. You know, sitting there right in front of my face, and just because it was right there in front of my face, and just everything he does. I mean, it's just every single day he just does it at the elite level. I mean, he's a tone setter. He's an example setter. You know, there's reasons why guys, you know, play 14, 15, 16 years in this league, and it's how they train. It all comes back to how they train. He's the perfect example of that. Khalil Mack. I mean, how does Khalil Mack, what's Khalil, like 32? 34? Okay, 34 years old. Khalil Mack is 34 years old, yet he's still playing like he was 21. I mean, nobody's has the genealogy to do that. There's nobody that can do that unless they are training, and he trains like the best, you know, like him, Justin, Derwin, Josh Harris, you know, Dayon, those guys, Zion. And the point I wanted to make, though, was just those guys, our superstars, our tone setters, our elite guys. I mean, they all, Khalil Mack, Justin, Derwin, I mean, they all train in the off season like they've done nothing in their career, you know, so they can get to the season and be that guy. That's the example that they set.
Coach, what are you seeing out of Omarion so far? It's been impressive to you.
Just his willingness to do anything and everything to help our team. His just hungry learner, you know, listener, and then go out and execute the instruction to the best of his ability. I mean, that's, you know, that comes from good parenting, that comes from good coaching, but you know, we're the lucky ones to get a guy like Omarion, and he just does it day after day. We knew that about him. We had checked every box to know that, but you know, it's awesome that, you know, you see a guy that just do you, Omarion. You want to get better, a little bit better at something, work a little bit harder at it, and don't get the big head. That's a trap. I mean, he's one of those guys that personifies that.
How much does he compliment? How much does he compliment Najee?
I mean, right now it looks like they're as my grandmother Marie Harbaugh would say, like peas in a pod. They are two peas in a pod.
Kim, what has Jalen Rager shown you since you got here last year?
You know, just a lot of good, you know, and, you know, just, you know, keep doing and doing more, you know. But speed into the defense is his greatest talent. And, you know, for him, we've seen him do it. We've seen him do it and do it at the high level. And it's not always like what you can do, it's what you can consistently do. And, you know, that's his challenge. And we need it at the receiver position, but we need it on special teams too. I mean, he has got to be driven to do anything and everything he can to help our team, and then just be in the habit of doing that on a daily basis. So, yeah, great challenges and great days ahead for him if he can rise up to that standard, you know. And that standard's not set by me. That's set by Derwin James, you know. And it's 3 words. Be the best. Be the best. That's the standard.
You mentioned on Tuesday when you first mentioned the Elite 9, now 10,
Yeah.
that some coaches maybe would shy away from like naming those guys and singling those guys out. But for you and your coaching philosophy, like why is that important to have that standard be known, that standard in public?
No secret, because I mean the best way to do, you know, this job or any job is like pick out the guys who are really doing it right, and then watch them, you know, study them, and then emulate them, you know, copy them, and then see if you can go make them proud of you. So, yeah, much encouragement for anybody and everybody to look at their example and, you know, are you man enough to get up to where they're at? You know, you a good enough watcher, you know, listener, you know, study them because it's there on a daily basis. I mean, Khalil Mack should have to beat guys off with a stick. You know, how do you do this, Khalil? How do you do this, K-Mac? How have you been able to do this since you were 21 years old? I mean, how can you do this every single day and just get in his hip pocket and follow him and watch him? Now, I don't see him beating anybody off with a stick, but he should be. He should have to, you know. That's why.
What does that look like from Justin? Like if you're watching and listening to everything Justin does, like what is he doing, especially this time of year?
Justin's doing anything and everything. I mean, there's the only guys that train like Justin really are K-Mac and Derwin and those other 7 guys. I mean, they're the ones that, you know, do everything in their power, and they do it for their teammates, you know. And yeah, the only. And the guys he's counting on, we got to encourage them to get up to that level.
You wanted to ask you about Junior. I know you had a little bit of up and down
Yeah.
here. Where is he at? And what do you want to see from him when the pads come on?
Junior's in a great place. You know, he had those setbacks, the appendicitis, something else, and then he get back ankle, and then he come back, then he wasn't, then he was back, then he was. He's back in the, you know, the place I know him to be, which is, you know, it's key performance indicators, all 5.5s, all A+s across the board. So he's on a good run. He's got to stay on that cutting edge, you know, that place. But it's been ascending, been arrow up, back to where he was, you know, physically on a consistent basis.